Okay, 2 chests. That's gonna be good, no doubt.
So like, sorry for like stopping the episodes mid-battle, but like,
Yeah, otherwise you
keep...
would just keep going forever. Unfortunately, there's no like nice way to do that. I'm also gonna take a drink of my now very lukewarm tea. You could argue that it is cold, but I'm gonna say it's lukewarm.
I got a new transmog, but the actual item is
bad.
bad. Oh. Oh no.
Well, if the transmog's nice, then maybe it's worth it.
Well, let me see. I can't. Why can't I just see what it looks like?
Oh, it's a cape?
No, it's a glove.
Oh, it looks like a cape. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. Yeah.
Right. Control for roll of information, right click to equip. I just want to see what it looks like. You silly boy.
Oh, really no way to do that?
Oh, I put on a different cape apparently.
Yeah, you did put on a cape. I told you it was a cape.
I didn't know. I was wearing cape before, but this was a worse cape. Apparently.
That's a worse cape. Oh no, not the bad cape.
What is this? Shoulder pauldrons!
Huzzah!
Yay!
As opposed to foot pauldrons?
Yes. Knee pauldrons.
Knee pauldrons, yes.
For when you gotta go skating, you need knee pauldrons.
Oh,
you need like those big Warcraft pauldrons on your
Strap your
knees.
fucking knees. Oh god. I wish that was a thing.
Imagine Varian Rin going skating.
I like that thought. Imagine Varian Rin going skating with the Gen Greymane.
And they're just wearing those giant fucking shoulder and...
Hello, fellow teens! Oh, fuck. Goodbye!
Oh boy, how about joining the war effort? Everybody's joining the war efforts. It's the only job we can get in this world.
Oh yeah, literally the only job is like adventurer and maybe baker if you're like really lucky.
Exactly. If you're really lucky, you can you get to stay a farmer, but like
yeah, most are not that lucky. Oh fuck. I wish I could be a baker in World of Warcraft. I mean, I guess technically I could, but...
I would love like an uprising in Warcraft, in the Warcraft universe. I don't think we've had a like beyond Sylvanas Windrunner.
Yeah, and I mean, she was pretty good at it, but you know.
Yeah, but that was like a magical getting our minds back. Uprising, like, it would be cool with like a political, like Tsar Nikolai style.
Ooh. What if they tried to make a republic? What if they took Stormwind and tried to make a republic? Fuck the monarchy.
Took Lordaeron back from the undead and sent
I mean, that's pretty much, that's like what they're massively hinting at will happen in Battle for Azeroth. Except I'm hoping that won't happen. I'm hoping that fucking Stormwind's
Where would they even live? Like, would they take over Silvermoon? Like, would all the undead live in Silvermoon?
I don't know.
I mean, Sylvanas would be like, hey, fuck that, I'm sitting on the throne of fuck off. Elf dude, I forgot the name of.
Ah, that's a really big maggot. Mogra! Hello, big maggot.
Oh, it's like Mothra, but with maggots.
But with maggots, yeah, exactly.
The brood
Bye,
mother.
well, she's dead. Oh, fuck. And Verlix over here? The engorged. Well, that's nice. Not anymore, you aren't. Okay, well, that's that. You're welcome! I love Archon form, it's so OP.
They're dead.
Yeah.
This guy following us around, has he actually done anything?
I don't know, he helps out a little bit once in a while.
Does he? Does he fight?
He does. He runs in there and he beats people up.
How does that feel?
But I don't know, I don't think he's very efficient, would be my guess.
Well, I mean, he's not us, so...
Yeah. Anyone who isn't us is kinda...
Well, we're the legendary Nephilim.
Yeah, so. And we're really cool.
Did you forget what Nephilim is?
It's like a human sort of thing. It's like a mix between stuff and things. There was something about like, oh, it's a middle thing between angel and devil or whatever.
It was the first children on Earth that were children
like,
of a angel and a demon.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant. I was
Lilith
just checking
and
if you
I
were
forgot
awake.
what the angel's name was.
Yes.
That and then they slowly lost their things and became more human. But for some reason we're
still cool.
Yeah.
And Malthael is really mad about that.
Yeah, Malthael believes that we're the main cause of the war, so
it's because I'm considering cheating on him with the devil. I'm sorry about all this. It's not on purpose.
This is why we can't have these things.
Yeah.
And I'm just, as your brother, I'm just gonna have to deal with this.
You're just like, well, nothing out of the ordinary.
I guess that would have to be siblings then, like lore-wise, even though lore has nothing.
Technically, yeah, we would be.
They would have to, like, at least be related.
Yeah.
So,
God, that's awkward for people who maybe ship those people.
People who ship the classes of Diablo. Now that's.
I mean,
that's really esoteric. Like, that's, they don't even really have personalities.
Sure they do. I mean, you can tell Merper has a personality, and this chick has a personality. Like, they do.
That's true. Imagine, like, I'm just thinking, like, imagine shipping the different Grey Wardens with each other.
The different Grey Wardens?
Yeah. Like, playable Grey Wardens.
Well, some people do that, because then they have, like, yeah. Because then they
do
have,
they
like...
ship, like, nameless mage with nameless dwarf thing?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, because then they have like their own big headcanons for like, oh, this character is like that, and then I have a character who's like this, and then that's how they do that. And then they have fun with that.
That sounds really very much like just an excuse to have a fantasy romance novel.
I mean, it's mostly like an OC thing. But honestly, OC things are so much fun. I can't blame them.
That sounds like it's something you would do with your net date, like like you're like, our hawks are actually not siblings; they're whatever.
They're so in love.
They're both named Hawk because they're married. Fucking whatever.
Well, I mean, sure, that's sure. I don't know. I'm just like whatever, as long as people have fun and it's not.
I can see people like. Don't get me wrong. I can see people shipping playable characters when it's like Cloud Strife or Geralt of Rivia, or shipping Cloud Strife with Geralt of Rivia or something. I don't know.
And that's a lot more unrelatable to me than creating two original characters and being like they're in love. That's like a lot more unrelatable to me, to be honest.
Well, maybe characters from the same universe then.
There's another passage down here.
Ken and Rio.
Ken and Rio. Well, sure.
But
I mean, that's just a basic ship. That's just a ship now.
Oh, the spaceship also picks up gold.
The spaceship? Oh, the thing.
Yeah, the pet. Yeah.
Well, the more you know, I suppose. Ooh, they have crystal.
Am I imagining this, or did we not fight ourselves at one point?
Did we fight ourselves?
Yeah, I think we fought like clones of ourselves.
Yeah, that was when we killed Diablo.
Oh!
It was really awful and annoying.
Oh yeah, that took us like
17 years.
2 hours, something like that.
Nah, I think it was just an hour.
You just left the entire thing in there. Yeah. That I admire.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's like, you get to suffer with us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, I think someone long ago, back when I started Let's Playing, gave me the piece of advice, like, if you're torn between cutting something out and leaving it in, then leave it in, because then the people who do want to see it can get to see it. And then people who are like, I don't care about this, they can just fucking skip it. But if they do want to see it and you cut it out, then there's no helping the people who actually would have wanted to see that. And I think that's kind of a nice way to look at it.
Well, I think it's also because, like, I at least use it a lot as background noise.
Yeah, totally.
And if
Kind
the
of like
video
a
ends,
podcast thing.
yeah, and if the video ends, then I'm gonna go have and find something I haven't already seen,
Yeah.
and that's actually getting increasingly difficult.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, I watch
I
a
know.
lot of YouTube.
You link a
and
lot of weird stuff in our Discord, let me put it like that.
I find it. I'm like, this is sort of cool. It is interesting.
Sort of cool. I'm good.
Like
I
maybe.
suppose I could spend my time on this.
Well, sometimes it's like 2 seconds. Like, oh, this is a joke. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll show it to you guys.
Well, that's nice. That is nice. This cave looks a lot smaller than the others, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there's
It
that.
also did not have an extra level. It's just called Winding
It's
Cave.
just called Winding Cave, yeah.
So it's just the cave winding.
Just a cave that winds, yeah.
It's just doing its own thing, and here we are,
Yeah,
fucking killing her.
exactly. Murdering
Oh my
its
god,
inhabitants.
I have these red shoes on that looks like fucking... I don't even know, I look like the Flash with these shoes.
You should make a Flash outfit. I'm just...
I don't think I can, but I would love that.
Oh, listen, that explains how you can shoot the bow so quickly. You're actually the Flash.
It's actually Barry Allen. Just, you know.
Like goth Barry Allen. I'm sure there's like some sort of, I almost called it an alternate universe, like some sort of stupid comic book where he's like super sad and
There's
super
definitely
goth.
like, let me tell you something about comic books and alternate universes.
Yeah.
They're all there. They like all like...
They have so many of them that they need to reboot the universes every once in a while because it just gets too much.
That was actually a thing that literally happened with DC Comics.
Yeah,
like,
Marvel did it too.
DC Comics did it first. That was actually the reason they did Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Oh yeah, wasn't that like super hated, or is it just me remembering that?
No. That's one of the later Crises. That must have been.
Okay, there were several Crises.
Yeah, the original one is called Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
And it is literally just because the editor didn't want to keep up with continuity.
Honestly,
so, like,
I can't blame them.
So like every time a fan would write in and say this doesn't really match, like this character was supposed to be dead, or this character is evil at the moment, or something like that.
At the moment.
Right? Yeah, and the editor would just say, oh well, it's in just story takes place in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
But then at one point they were like, okay, you know what? There's too many.
Yeah.
Like people were starting to have charts over like what universe.
And I mean, they still do technically, because now we have like post infinite whatever the fuck and post the other infinite whatever the
New
fuck.
52 and all that shit.
Oh god, New 52, yeah.
Yeah, if you read comics like superhero DC comics from like I want to say the late 1970s. Each story will have like an opening blurb explaining which universe this is.
Oh my god, I love that.
Like
that's some bullshit, but I love it.
That bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that universe because it was like, yeah, we have too much.
Yeah. But
that's
honestly,
also
though,
that,
like this is why people can't get into comics. Like this is why people who know nothing about comics and don't really have anyone to help them, they just do not get into superhero comics like Marvel or DC.
It doesn't help, and every time they reboot their universes to help like newcomers, they do some of the strangest fucking shit, like the Ultimate Universe, Marvel's Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be like, okay, people who don't want to read the main Marvel universe but still want to read Spider-Man stories and whatever.
Also, there's a big chest up here, and I need to go home and sell things because I don't have room again. So Kevin, go up, and so I can remember to grab some stuff. I'm sure there's stuff for you
Okay.
as well up here. At least I hope there is. Otherwise, I'd feel bad.
Like the Marvel Ultimate Universe has this thing where Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are in an
Yeah, they
incestuous
do
relationship.
stuff. Oh, why?
They're incestual, and it also turns out that Magneto might actually not be their dad.
Why?
It might be Wolverine's kids.
Why?
Also, Tony Stark and Natasha Romanoff has a thing.
Ooh.
There's like a whole storyline where Natasha Romanoff and Tony Stark enters a sexual relationship, and then it turns out Natasha Romanoff's character was just a scroll the whole time, and then
I hate comics.
and then I think it also turns out like no. In beginning, it actually was Natasha having sex with him, but she was just doing it for Shield.
Where is?
She was
Why would that be strategically necessary?
because then he'd be more inclined to share secrets. And they want the secrets to the Iron Man suit so they can improve on the machine suit. Fucking. This is why nobody reads comics anymore.
This is why nobody reads comics. Oh god. But like, I mean, when I explain this stuff, like, for example, my mom is a high school teacher.
Yeah.
And she does like a graphic novel subject, which is pretty awesome. And I try to like explain to her, why do we have like several different writers and artists and such on various comics, and she's always like, that sucks. Like, what if you like someone specific and then suddenly it's different art or it's different whatever? Like, you're just screwed. And like, I honestly kind of agree with that, because I've had like so many comics where it's just like, wow, I love this, like, oh my god, this art is amazing, and then all of a sudden it's a crappier artist, or they change some bullshit, and it's just like, why would you do that? You were having,
I mean, I can
well.
sympathize with that, but I will also say like a big problem of one creator just latching themselves onto something can be problematic in the other end. Like,
I mean, probably, but at the same time, that kind of depends on what you're doing. Where did all this? Who left all this stuff here?
I did.
Do you want it back?
No.
Okay. So now I took it. I have so much stuff. Crap.
Did you just go back to sell? Why are you picking up random shit I threw away?
Because I want. I'm greedy. I'm sorry. I'm a greedy son of a bitch, and I admit it.
Look at Firefly.
Oh yeah,
Joss
Firefly.
Joss Whedon only wrote an outline.
Yes.
The actual show was written by like several people.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, that's a problem. If that's what you mean, then I mean that's a problem of not having editors and not having people to like beta read basically your shit.
Well,
but
that's also
a problem in like every media culture ever. Like having creators just run buck wild and just being able to do whatever the fuck they please. Like that's never really a good idea. You always need someone to like tell you like this isn't working, or this is really working, or keep that in maybe, or forget about that or something. That always helps. Like it
but
doesn't.
also can you imagine like Brian Michael Bendis moved on from Jessica Jones, which he did.
Yes.
They just stopped using that character.
Yeah.
That would not be good, in my opinion.
I don't know. I could see arguments for that, to be honest. I'm not.
Because he was the
super
creator
against that.
of Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't think she could have existed if she hadn't been set in someone else's universe.
No, I mean
She
a lot of
doesn't really-
characters are like that.
Yeah, she only really fits well within the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Because, like, the entire idea is that she's completely disillusioned. And that she tried being a real superhero, but
Yeah.
completely disillusioned with it because
Yeah, I mean that's fun. That's fun too.
Yeah, you can't really do that if
If
she
it's
was
not an
like in her
established
own.
superhero universe, so to speak. Oh, Jesus. No, but I don't mean that you should never have creators making something specific inside of another thing, so to speak. I mean, that there would be like no reason to not do that. But I don't know. I mean, I can sort of see the reasoning behind just, you know, not having 17,000 people write comics and 17,000 people do art and stuff like that. But I mean, I have less of a problem with the art. That's more of a subjective issue.
But usually the art is also like contained. The art and the writing is usually contained within story arcs. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've ever had. I don't think I've ever heard of a writer and artist taking over from another team during a story arc. Usually, like, the story arc is finished off, and that's it.
I don't know. I have had that happen. That in the middle of like whatever arc, then suddenly it's a new artist, and it's definitely not a great artist compared to what you used to have. It's just kind of like, why is this a thing that's happening in my life right now? It's very annoying. I'm talking when I say that, I'm talking about I won't mention any names. Art is very subjective, but the newer She-Hulk run that was canceled for a while.
Yeah.
That had both some fucking amazing art, like absolutely genuinely amazing art, and some really fucking not very impressive, kinda crappy art.
Jennifer has really not been lucky with her solo comics.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
No.
Which is a pity, because the writing on it was actually pretty sick.
Well, she was the original, like, fourth wall breaker. She was, like, before Deadpool.
Oh.
That was her thing. Like, during the 90s and the early 2000s, that was She-Hulk's thing. Like,
that's
she
awesome.
and she would be like Bayonetta, right? She would be sexualized,
Right.
but she wouldn't be like sexualized by choice. Like, it was very clear that like she was large and in charge.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always kind of skeptical about stuff like that, because ultimately with a female character like that, it's some dude probably who came up with her and went like, yeah, she should be really sexy, and then they kind of make like an excuse for it in universe, or why she's sexy.
I guess.
And like, I kind of get why maybe sometimes that would be fun, but also I'm just kind of like, no, I don't.
Well, I think there's like value in women being allowed to run wild.
Well, sure, but it really needs to be done in a decent manner, not in just, I'm sexy because I'm empowered by my titties. And I'm not saying that that's how She-Hulk is. I don't know, obviously, I haven't read it. But I mean, I've tried so many times seeing something like that, and it's just like, yeah, I'm sexy because I want to be sexy. I want to wear chainmail bikini. And it's just like, okay, cool. You were written by 17 boys. That's nice. Like, makes sense.
I mean, Sonya...
Poor Sonya.
The Barbarian.
Oh my god, now we're all the way up here.
Red Sonya, who is the character I'm assuming you're referring to.
Well, she has a very famous chainmail bikini. I will say that.
Yeah, that is her character design. Red hair and a chainmail bikini.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't thinking of her specifically, but she is like the archetypal chainmail bikini, isn't she?
But like, she will fucking murder people and then go into a pub and go like, I'm angry and randy, bring me women. Like, so I don't.
There's another thing right here.
Like, so many of these.
We will never be done with this fucking area.
If you don't feel like doing these, if you want to finish this game already, do more story.
I don't know, I'm kind of considering it, but I don't know, maybe. This is, what the fuck is, oh, this is Nashog, okay,
This is a hunter's den, so
see.
Some hunter killed all these guys.
Yeah, Nashog, I think that's the hunter.
Cool.
Yeah, that's nice, I guess.
I can't imagine, like, I'm always so impressed by games like these, because making up all these fucking monsters. Like,
yeah. God,
I wouldn't be able to.
God, I'm out of room again. Oh, hey, I have a rare cloak for you here. Grab it.
Assassin's
It's
Remnant.
for you!
I can't use it. Do you want it for money?
I don't know. No, I have other things.
Okay.
Eh.
Should we teleport back and then try and... How do you feel like just going on story missions again?
I feel
'Cause-
like we should stop doing this right now because it's kind of like, why?
Yeah, let's